Good morning, everyone. Hoping you're having a fantastic morning start. I'm looking forward to it. I'm probably going to grab myself some, maybe Del Taco, those little chicken snackers where they put them in aluminum foil. And it's like a quesadillas, I guess. But man, it is good. Well, it almost tastes like those Chinese chicken foil wrapper, tin foil, whatever they call it. Anyway, that's enough about food. I'm very excited today. Today, we're going to actually start trying to troubleshoot our remote alarm start. Hopefully this blue wire can configure something. I found another thing also. We actually fixed our issue with our RPM gauge and everything, so hopefully that will work out. We got pretty much a practically wire harness to it. So let's check it out and see if it all works out well. So I'm going to fire up the engine right now. I'm going to rev it up so you can see everything working. Here we go. It's a cold start. It feels like maybe a good, maybe, I say about 70 degrees out there. And maybe a little bit about 69 degrees in here. So I'm not going to use the manual choke. I'm going to leave that pressed down, if you notice there. So that's pressed down. So let's fire this up. The brake lever is already pushed. Why? Because we actually had it tie strap still. So it's been about 24 hours almost. Maybe a couple more hours would be perfectly 24 hours. But I think it's also a good time to test out our, if our fluid or anything like that, our brake lines. So let's do this real quick to make sure before and after the start, right? So you make sure there's any vibration. Let's do the cloth test here. I'll just need a little bit on it only. Okay, here we go. Pretty much dry, brand new cloth, just ripped. We're gonna do this. We're gonna find if there's any moisture that we forgot to, wick out or anything. It should not be on the cloth. I see a little bit spaticle here, a little bit. You guys see it? It could be still leftover buildup from not cleaning entirely. Let me just turn off the engine real quick so it doesn't kill our lights. So let's go and further investigate this. So it could be from yesterday's, maybe a little spaticle that we missed. But we pretty much vacuum everything out, possibly. So we'll find out. So far I'm not getting anything. Let me actually even do here, I'll use the other one. the next rag half here. The more accurate we are, the better. So first of all, let me get my little tripod leg to cooperate with me. He wants to go low on something, and I want him to sit clamped on my. There we go. Let's see. Give him a good rub. Rub a tub. Come hop in my bub. Alright. I'm trying to get any bit of moisture from him. It doesn't seem like just dirt. It doesn't seem like there's any leak there. So we got a tie strap. So let's check out the next one here. And see if that's still leaking or anything with the brake caliper. I do notice one little drop here though. You guys see that? It's a little droplet right there. Might be a possibility right there. It seems like a new drop mark. So let's find out where the drop mark should be. Again, this is a clean, dry paper towel. Let's go and trace it. If it's coming from the thread, I think we could probably put what those called, those little plumber electrical, those plumber tapes, I guess they call them. I know because they provide some on the new compression. That's the thing I want to show you also. We got a new compression tool there. So let's see here. It might be something built up that we forgot maybe. It finally dropped at the end. It might be something that maybe we vacuum out. But so far I'm not seeing any serious dropping yet. Like I said again, it's dry. It's very dry. And the pressure is building up there, so it's not like there's no pressure in the hose right now. So we're going to cut it open just shortly here. Let's see if there's any... Oh, look, there's some wetness here. It might be from the cap. Okay, let's check this guy out again. Give him a good spin. Yeah, see, I can get a little bit wetness from him. If it's from the thread, it's a good thing because we can actually fix that with this tape here, I guess. Or maybe just come residue. Who knows? See, looks like quite a little bit of wetness here still. You guys can see it. not just the shadow here, but I'm not sure. See, it's just a little bit of wetness here still. It might be from the residue being pushed back out. You can have that because it's kind of hidden in there for a little bit. Now the pressure's on. So that might be okay. Okay, but we probably vacuumed this quite a bit for us. Remember yesterday we kind of did a vacuum, a really intense vacuum, and we might be able to use this kind of what do you call that? Little tape to actually fill in the gaps of the thread. So that's not a problem there if it leaks on the thread side, as long as it doesn't leak where we cannot fix, like for instance, you know, this point of joints and everything like that. That thing leaks, that's it. You know, the cable's toast. So if it's like in the thread area coming out, that's just expected. Threads are not always secure. Yeah, they're metal to aluminum. They will try to dig in, but sometimes they still leave it. But however, when we do dig that, we do have to make a hole though, because we don't want to cover it. So it's kind of hard. You almost have to do a little thin strip, not like a big, huge covering the whole area. Because if that tape covers the hole, it's going to defeat the whole purpose of. Even though we poke a hole through it, but when you mine it, that tape will move around and it'll cover that hole again. That'll defeat the whole purpose of having the bleeder bolt if it's tapered over the hole. So the hole needs to expose itself, because that's how the fluid gets into it. Once it gets dagged in like this sharply, it closes up. But the minute it opens up like this, there's fluid there. It can circulate around a little bit now, and then it get into the hole area where that thing is. So that's why the hole is right near where the little triangle is on the banjo. In fact, let's see if I still have the old one here. Oh, I actually put it in already. But yeah, should have said it. But anyway, you guys pretty much know the little bit bullet there. The bullet there where the hole sits. It's never the hole, never in here. It's actually always right here on the triangle end, on one side of the wall anyway. So I don't see really much other than that one little spat here. And again, this is the residue perhaps from the tire. It might just finally flickered off. So we'll monitor it again. But so far, not that bad. If it becomes like a puddle or anything, then you obviously know it couldn't be hiding that much. So give it some time. The first maybe light drop here, it's probably maybe from the residue that finally, you know, was in the little creek area, and then it finally dropped. So you can see there wasn't a lot of dropping there, so we're good. So far I didn't catch or anything, and I think I'm already on there. Let's see. No, nothing. This is dry as a whistle, and which I'm really grateful for. This is what I was worried about here, this guy here, this section here. This is the very critical area that we cannot fix. But if it's on the thread, we can put some of this tape here. I'll show you right now. Also, it's good for this tape they provided to you because they need you to secure the connection between your air compressor, because air can squeeze through anything just like liquid. Air could probably squeeze more than liquid, but this is the tape right here. There you go, thread sealant tape. This is probably what we would need to put on there. Oh, this is our new little compressor setup here. It's air compressor. I only purposely got this to pretty much fit the handlebar and take this sucker out here, this guy here. We're actually going to replace these guys with NCY ones, so I want to make sure they look really nice and neat. So it's time to go ahead and maybe we should relieve this now or later. It doesn't really matter to me. Maybe we'll give it a couple more hours and see, give it a full 24-hour treatment and see what's going on. So we'll leave that alone. Go ahead and let me show you how the gauge, everything's working now, the RPM and everything. So let's check this out, shall we? You can see here is like a new RPM. It doesn't have the fuzz no more. See that? This is pretty much almost a new gauge cluster. Only thing different again is we swapped back out our original Dominator meeting, but everything else is actually completely new. The harness and everything, I swapped it all already, so you guys can see there. If you remember our old one there, it's kind of fuzzy. So here we go, we're gonna fire it up. There we go. By the way, look at this, check this out. I'm having it on. I'm jittering it. See, it still has a little bit of issue with its intermittent. That's just expected, because it's not all the way solid yet. You know, the connection is there. See that, how it shorts it and how it's on it. But you can see here our gas. So we're going to go ahead and just do a test start. Kill switch is on. The brake is definitely pressed on by the tie strap, so we don't have to worry about the brake. And maybe we should leave it on. We do a lot of testing like this, right? All right, so here we go. I'm going to fire it up. Hit the kill switch to the enable position right there. That's the position right there. And then let's do it. 1, 2, 3. Okay, see that? I only pressed for 2 seconds. It's already starting quite a bit. So 1, 2, 3. Okay, 1, 2, 3. All right, so we'll have the manual choke come help us. Lift this guy up. 1, 2, 3. See the RPM, watch. Okay, watch our RPM gauge, okay? So here we go. I'm gonna go ahead and throttle this a little bit. Okay, I'm gonna set this down. Take this guy off of here. Oh, it died already still. Okay, I think it should be fine now. 1, 2, 3. There we go. Okay, watch the RPM throttle. Maybe the fuel line's low or no. Okay, here we go. I'm gonna throttle this, okay? I'm gonna pull this throttle cable right here. I'm gonna pull it upward. And you're gonna check out the RPM gauge. It was working earlier, but that's the way it goes, kind of intermittently like that. So, at the end, look at that, see that? Alright, so the RPM did work at one point. Let's see here. Let's see if I connected it, disconnected here. Let's see if we can get this bad boy to work. Or maybe he's not even connected. Who knows? No, he's connected. You can see right there. There's his little connection side right there. See that? He's connected. Not assuming that anything may be joining him that maybe caused him to be that way. But we'll find out. Alright, so there we go. Alright, so let's do this. It's already disconnected. Want to make sure his wires are okay. See, there's no more D1, D2 written on these guys. These are new harness. Only this part has the written D, but this one isn't. Let's go ahead and check this one out. Might be the interference of something in there. I'm hoping. I don't think this could be our signal. I don't think our signal should normally be there. Okay, so let's see here. Let's try to leave this guy on. Let me just pull him out for a little bit, slight second to make it easier. Okay, we're gonna actually leave supposedly this D1 off. And we're just gonna have the main one. Let's see what happens. Okay, everything seems to be working there. We left the D1 off, okay? Let's go and fire this up. Okay. I guess it provides the light and it provides the battery, the other one. And definitely it shows empty right there. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull the throttle. Okay, so it's still not acting good for us, okay. So let's do this guy here. Let's go and plug him back on. Not sure, it might be the throttle switch itself or what's the deal there. Okay, so we're plugging him back on. Okay, and let's go ahead and remove and unremove this throttle switch here. Whoa. Oh, because I haven't got connected yet. So what I'm going to do is take off this little RPM gauge wire here. See if that's a little area of issue there. So now we're starting to troubleshoot our gauge cluster here. Let me go ahead and get this guy off here for a second. Maybe gotta put them in and put them off. Alright, so there we go, he's off. Okay, let's see if he'll start. 1, 2, 3. Oh, gotta get the key on. There we go. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. See, I don't see the RPM. Well, the RPM's not reading, in course, because it's not connected, right? So let's go ahead and reconnect it back now that we got this off. Hit this kill switch. Okay, so let's go and connect the RPM back and see if it actually will trigger an on position. All right, there we go. All right, there it goes, plugged back in. Let's see. Turn on the kill switch. There we go, 1, 2, 3. Gonna raise the scooter up a little bit. Okay, so it's nothing RPM gauge working as well. So we'll find out what the trouble is on that one. I do have another gauge cluster we could check out and see if actually that will fix the problem. So let me go ahead and bring the other gauge cluster and let's check that one out. So here we go. Okay, here's the other gauge cluster. What we're going to do is we're going to swap it out and see if we can get that RPM working. The only problem with this one is, again, the needle of the gas gauge is defective, so we got to make sure we turn it around or something like that, or we can, I'm not even sure. So before we do that, let's just swap it out and see a test to see how it's actually installed. So let's go ahead and disconnect everything here, which shouldn't be that hard. There's like 3 wire harness really to it. I already disconnected the odometer gauge there, so it doesn't really work or spin. That way we're not worried about one less hard cable connection. So let me go and get this guy off. Just 3 connections pretty much to disconnect here the ZNEN scooter. Oh, by the way, I also found that there's a Merced Motorsports here. Actually, they might be carrying the SSR Motorsports, so I think I might be able to get some plastic housing and stuff from them. Who knows? Let's see what their prices are like. Even though they're SSR, they're just branded. What we really know is the ZNEN ZN150T-9 model. So if you can find that, exactly the same thing. SSR just branded it their own. So here we go. Let's go ahead and make sure this guy, well, this one doesn't have to worry about. He stays connected to his pretty much RPM cluster. So let's go and put him aside. And let's get this other one here. And let's check this one out. Okay. Stay. Or try to anyway. Okay, so let's get his harness there. We just got to connect these 2 harnesses and be done with. That's it. So let me go ahead and probe them in. I got one. Try to get the next one here. There we go. Alright, so let's go ahead and fire this one up and see if the RPM actually works for this guy or not. So, here we go. Well, first of all, I use the keys on. Got the keys in my pocket. Alright, so let's see if everything lights up. See, the odometer reading is much lower. There you go. The light lights up. Only thing is blocking is that little thing on the gas gauge. Okay, so the kill switch is enabled. Just gotta really push this button here because, again, our brakes are tied for us. So 1, 2, 3. Let's see the RPM. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and rev it. You guys see the RPM right now is idling. It's a little bit past the 1, right? So let's check it out. Let's see this RPM. Well, first of all, I got it stabilized so the gauge is not intermittently having issues. Okay, I'm trying to stabilize. Here, I'll just do it like that. Okay, I'm gonna raise the RPM by pulling the throttle cable here. All right, see that guy? He's not going as well. Try to get him to go. So same deal. So it's pretty much not the gauge cluster. It's more than likely probably the wire. Oh, well, it would help if this guy was plugged in, right? So let's go and plug him in, shall we? Okay, here we go. It would much help if this guy was plugged in. So there we go. Let's go and plug him in. See what's the deal here. All right, let's go and put this guy back on track. Okay, here we go. Turn in on position, fire him up. 1, 2, 3. All right, let's look at the RPM. Well, first of all, we gotta make sure there's not intermittently shorting it. All right, I think this is it. Okay, ready? We're gonna go ahead and raise the scooter and just focus on RPM, okay? It's not moving, I don't think. No, it's not moving. Yeah, so for whatever reason, I think something is probably shorting our RPM gauge and causing it. Maybe the wire that I connected, supposedly, was supposed to get to work. It didn't work. I could try to disconnect that wire again. Remember, I tapped it over here, right? This is the bundle of joy here that I did. I spliced them and shared it. I'm bending this guy back and forth. This is the wire right here. We joined him, the skunk wire, with the ignition coil wire. Oh, I'm thinking if we cut the ignition coil wire out and just have to skunk wire, because this ignition coil wire here, or was it the skunk wire that we joined it? I can't remember now, because I know ours is different than other ZNEN scooter models because of those reasons here, because it didn't have the same continuity. Because even though our continuity showed the skunk wire to our stator, where's our stator here? Oh, it's bundled up in here now. But I'll go back to it. I'll trace it, and I'm not sure this would be the effective cause here, because we thought that maybe this is the reason why we can get it to work, was we actually was able to tie it, our ignition coil wire, to our same, bundle wire. Oh, look, the spark plug wasn't even all the way fitting into. I don't think so, but let's try it. Maybe because of a little squeeze out here, huh? Maybe. I felt like it's kind of grooved and snapped a little bit more. So let's go ahead and start that guy up again. Here we go. All right, 1 second here. Let's go and fire it up. 1, 2, 3. It goes by the spark plugs coil to induce, just like your tachometer is wrapped around your spark plug coil work. So I'm going to go ahead and pull the throttle. The reason why it's not moving whatsoever is that brake is capturing the disc there. I forgot about that, so it's kind of a safety reason for us. So anyway, we tried to get the RPM thing working. I think it did work at one point. Not sure what's bottling down. Maybe it needs to rave a certain high RPM, so when we ride it, when we fully throttle it, might actually come back into work. I don't know. But all I know is I believe this is probably the wire there that controls it. And we're gonna find out what's the deal there. So we'll see. Black, green. So this is the pulse wire there. And then I guess these are the power wires. So look at that, it turns into a different color all the time. So we're gonna find out why ours is not acting up. You can see our original here. Same thing, same 3 color code wires. So just not know what's the reason why it won't act up properly. So we'll find out into that one. So let's go and put this guy back. Let's take this guy back here. Take him back home or something. So let's do this. No. There we go. Let's put him back away. Along in the way. Alright, so we tried with that guy, we tried with this guy. Same problem, their RPM's not working, so I don't think it's a gauge cluster. I think it has something to do with our wiring configuration. What we could do is remove back that blue wire. I can't remember if it was the blue wire or yellow wire, that's the thing. If I go back to my old videos, I could probably find out. But I believe it might have been the skunk wire is probably what we tapped. And then the orange so forth wire is the one that we need to probably break away. I'm thinking, I'm peeling it back. I hate to do anything with this area here because the fact is, so our pickup coil wire is tied to our skunk wire, which ties to this guy. So he needs to have some movement there for him. Not sure what's the deal there. We'll leave it alone. I feel like maybe it's supposed to still be like that, but we'll find out. Let's go and plug this guy back in, and let's give him another shot at this. There we go. All right. There you go. Still our RPM there. Gonna push that guy 1, 2, 3. Just brave it up a little bit. There we go. So I'm raving him up, and still RPM is not really doing anything for us. So we'll leave that alone for now. Alright, so we tried that one. Let's try to figure out our alarm system as well and configure that guy. I hate to actually open this bezel up more because you can see here, I can't go anymore without causing some serious damage here. So let's see. What can I do to maybe get the blue wire? I mean, I could tap. I'd rather split it from here if I have to. Maybe unconnect the blue wire and then have the blue wire tap directly to one of these guys' wires only. I guess we can't really get to the skunk wire any other way, right? So this one right here, our stator pickup wire, we could probably do this. Bypass, take the blue wire, which will probably, I don't know, we'll have to shorten this guy or what. We could probably shorten him, make him a really short fit. You want to do that? I mean, we could keep this connection just in case, but we'll create a different connection here, take it directly to these 3 amigos or something like that. But we really just try and go after the blue wire because I want to see if it's actually, maybe if I take this out from the split connection here, I could probably run this directly, the blue wire, just tap the blue wire directly to the stator pickup wire, and that should be it. That will allow us to fire our ignition wire. So maybe had an intermittent issue or something like that, but our stator wire is here. So let's check this out. It's going to create a little bit more connection loss here, but we got to do what we got to do. And this is getting very thin here, this area here. I'll have to peel back this tape as well, so that kind of bothers me there. I'll have to peel this one off to get to the directly to the skunk wire. What I'm really trying to do is remove the stator coil wire that we had here. Fortunately, there's no way of removing him from that end, but he's probably the same continuity though, right? If I'm testing it properly, he would get his continuity. This guy right here, he has to get his continuity from the pickup coil or something. Because he's probably not going to get anywhere else. I don't know how else he's going to get it. So I think we did it right. However, I just think that it might be have to reroute somewhere else. It can't be a ground, and it can't be a positive wire. So that's kind of like dumbfounded there. So I don't know. I really don't know yet. I'm still kind of puzzled on that debate. At first, I thought I got a good idea of what I'm going to do. And now, since it's not starting our gauge cluster, I don't want to start just tearing into it. This is weird. It's gonna kind of synthesize it. This guy should move just properly. Not sure if he's just too tight in there or what's the deal, huh? I don't know if he's too tight in there or not. Maybe? Let's find out. Well, let's see if we can loosen him up. I don't know why we would loosen him up, but we have our little Phillips there. So let's see if we can do something like that. Okay, let's bring this guy. Put him down here so we won't get banged up or anything. Alright, so here we go. Alright, so there we go. I think that's him, but he's still tied over there. Okay, so I'm thinking we can loosen up his bolts here. Interesting to know, huh? There we go. It's kind of loosened already, actually. I mean, anymore it just vibrates off, so I don't want to do that. Alright, so there we go. Alright. Maybe it's pinched, the wires? Who knows? Maybe it's pinched. Okay, I'm gonna elevate it up like this. That way, as you can see, there's nothing's pinching it. Let's try to fire it up again. You guys can see with me here. See if he moves. I'm gonna throttle it. Nope, nothing else. Nothing moving, huh? Interesting. So we'll find out.